Alright, ladies and gents, we're a bit late with the stream tonight, but I did try and put together a sloppy one very quickly. So we are near the end of the sprint race right now in Austria. This is Division 3, round 8 of 9. We are here in Austria tonight with the Spielberg circuit. Right now we're on the last lap. Of course, as I just said, on the sprint race, we have Beamer in the lead. He's in the final corners now to win the sprint race. This will be decided for the order in the future race. And here comes Beamer across the line now. And he wins it. So John Ranger goes up to second after NBA does get a penalty. He also does get jumped by Kenny Leclerc. In the Mercedes, there's a new driver. Then we have Fritz Stickwell in fifth, King Luke in sixth, John or Arrow dropping down a couple of places after a penalty, presumably. And just the final drivers around through the final corners now, just to set the order for the feature races tonight. And apologies if the stream is just a bit different tonight. It was really last minute, but I'm going to do the best I can for you all. If this will work. Yeah, it's a bit Alright, got that sorted. Here, let me just move this around. There we go. So, driver of the day for the sprint race is Mr. Baby in the Mercedes, a driver who's been doing quite well here in Division 3. That brings home 6 points for the Mercedes team. But yeah, as we saw, the winner of the sprint race was none other than Anantravetti Beamer and G, team principal of Haas F1 team, bringing home 8 points for his very own team. After that, it was a Canadian John Ranger in the Ferrari, 7 points for him as he got second place. Then we have NVA in 4th place, Fitz Dickwell 5th place, King Luke is in 6th place, Mr. Baby, Joker on Arrow, Roberto, Leocritus, Ben, Big Mama Frank, of course, the main man, Hokage Rodi, Kaganus, Kenny McKeever, someone I've never heard of before, but welcome. And then we have Ethan Patel in last, well, almost last as he should be, and then we have Aaron Green to round it out. So, as we just wait a little bit, welcome to Zoom Racing Linked Division 3. It looks like a very sunny day here in the Austrian mountains today. We'll be ready for 36 laps of action around the Spielberg circuit. Gonna be very exciting. There's lots of places to overtake here, including turn 1, turn 3, turn 4, and even, if you're brave enough, maybe turn 5 or turn 6. But these drivers are all very capable of making great overtakes in random positions. So hopefully we have a lot of action on track today. There's also a pretty high chance of a safety car. Just because this is a track where there's lots of overtaking places also means that there is a lot of places where wheel-to-wheel bumping could occur, causing a big crash. As I normally say in D1, we are joined by the T-posing mechanics here with Haas F1 team. Of course, we have 30 seconds until lights out. I can't wait to just commentate this. But yeah, it's going to be a good night for racing. I've been told by Labib that we were expecting some rain later on in the session. I'm not sure if that was in qualifying or the race itself though. So 10 seconds until lights out. Normally this is a D1 thing, but if you're just chillaxing, maybe pop open a beer, get some snacks, and get ready to watch some nice racing as we go to the grid now. We have the first light, the second light, the third light, the fourth light, and the final light is... oh shoot. The final light is out, and away we go. Into the lead goes Beamer. It looks like John Ranger does have a bad start. I have no idea what's happening with my controller. But yeah, John Ranger dropping down 2 positions, and Kenny Flair, actually there's a spinner. Who is that in the back? Oh, it's all going on here. We got Cagnes, Roberto, and Big Mama Frank all spun around in the back. It looks like it's cleared up. We have lots of wheel-to-wheel action going on into turn 3, though. I told you this would be a good overtaking spot, and it is. Looks like a big moment for NVA here. Lots of contact in the back as well. We have Aston Martin and Ferrari. Everyone is going around quite nicely here. Will the AlphaTauri of Cushy try to make a move? It's very, very wheel-to-wheel here. As for the lead, actually, of the race. Actually, no, this is not the lead at all. This is third place. We had NVA trying to make an overtake on King Luke. King Luke has gotten himself up to third place, and he is third, as of course he would be, making it a Haas 1-3 at the moment. So we'll go to the position changes here. Lots of action happening here. Roberto dropping down 6 positions, all the way in the back here. Then we have Big Mom and Frank dropping down 5. 3 drivers trying to make it up to the very front once again. Kenil Flair chasing down Beamer and MG, trying to really make it happen and get into the lead of this race early on. We'll check the tires here real quick. So we got basically a split. Looks like Ranger was trying to go for an overtake, and he was. He got squeezed off track, and now the other AlphaTauri of Fitz Nickwell is going to try come back. And actually, it looks like John Ranger hops on the battery, and he's looking to make an overtake here on Cushy 43. He goes down the inside of turn 3, and he's made it past the AlphaTauri. I want to say now he's got the Aston Martin and AlphaTauri of Aero and Fitz interested. And now wheel to wheel go the AlphaTauri and Aero. We have an overtake between the 2 Red Bulls further up the track. Little action still as they go through turn 4, and they all make it out very safely indeed. Aero goes up into 8th place. Ranger does make that overtake that we saw him make from 7th place to 6th place. Here's the strategy here. We got, normally it's medium to hard, but we see a lot of these drivers on the hard tire tonight. So they will be starting on the hard tires and presumably going to the medium tires. We have a bit more of a battle. It looks like Aero is actually ghosted. I'm not really sure what that could be. I'm not sure if he's disconnected or he's just had a moment and hasn't been able to get out of the ghost. But it doesn't matter. Mr. Baby is trying to make... no, he just backed out. So I was going to say, actually, he goes for the overtake again. Dive down the inside of Fitz-Nickwell. Looks like we have Aero around, though. Maybe he just went deep or something, but he's off and out of contention now. We have the lead of the race still being caught between these two, Kenil Flair and Beamer G. Doesn't happen there. It's like quite a bit of overtaking happening in the back. Ethan Patel going maybe down the inside of Mr. Baby, thinks better of it. But in the back, we also have other drivers such as Aaron Green and the riders all trying to make up moves here. It looks like Kokage Rodi is getting overtaken by the other Alpine of Roberto 93. Big man here. And he's been in the league for so long, and he's still making overtakes just like this. So we have Roberto in the Alpine. He's been going strong, but can he get past this new driver that I haven't heard of? Maybe it's Kenil Flair. No, he's second, but we got an imposter here. We got Kenny McKeever in 14th. Oh, we have an Alpine around. That is Ethan Patel. I was talking to Lviv earlier, and we were talking about how good of a driver Ethan Patel can be at some times, but other times it ends up just like this, and he's around on the first couple of laps here. So, as expected from Ethan Patel, we have lots of wheel action here. Kenny McKeever, the new driver, going off and being overtaken by Aston Martin. We have a fight further upfield here with King Luke and Joel Duran, and maybe even now NBA. Does NBA go down the inside? Yes, he does. Will he be able to make moves? Take a bit of contact, and he almost goes around this NBA. John Ranger will not be able to capitalize off this right away, but he does get the DRS advantage that he did on tap earlier. He's going to be waiting for these 2 drivers ahead of him to start fighting so he can maybe scoop in and gain a couple positions from this. We have Kenny McKeever being overtaken again by Aero. Sorry for the very quick changes of position, as actually there goes Kenny McKeever around, and he's almost in the back of the pack now. And then up front, we have still no action. I wish I saw more from these 2, but it's what it is. So lots of DRS zones, consecutive DRS zones. So this should help overtaking quite a bit, but definitely hasn't done anything for Kenny Flair so far. He's got less battery than Beamer and G though, so maybe that is a bit of a reason why he's not making the overtake quite yet. Same tires, of course, so no advantage that way. NBA going very deep as he tried to make an overtake on King Luke, coming back into the track quite aggressively. Doesn't allow the Haas to get past him. No, it doesn't. John Ranger is still not doing anything. So we'll hop back on board with the Haas driver. I mean, speaking of, for a driver I've never heard of before, he's doing quite well in fifth position for a Haas F1 team. He was in third position on the first lap, but I guess you can't dispute that for that long. The two Red Bulls looking very strong at the moment, gaining lots of positions as John Ranger goes off the track in a very odd position. I wonder if he just had a oversteer moment as he smacked the wall with his front wing. Does he have any damage? I can't see because F1 TV direction is terrible. But we'll see. No, he does not have any damage, so he will continue on and be joined by the likes of Kenny McKeever. Yellow flag, that's just for John Ranger. This battle seems to be getting a bit closer here, with Kenny Leclerc and Beamer and G going very closely now, but 4/10 gap. I don't know if he'll be able to make that up in just two straights. The first time penalty, I think, just went to pit stick well in the sixth lap, so I don't know what Pitt's trying to do there, but definitely wasn't to the liking of that fight. We have a bit of an overtaking all the way back here at turn 3. Ghosted is the Williams of Ben, so that might be a reason why overtaking was happening. So we go back into this now. Looks like the oh, we have a DNF here. Oh, it's big man Frank. Looks like he has just retired the car, though he hasn't had a major crash as you would normally expect, but that is just that. He leaves the session in rage. He's absolutely furious, I'm sure. And he's out. So, bit of a thing I wanted to note through these corners here, the fast corners. You can just barely see it, but the cars are bouncing just ever so slightly. A problem that we thought was solved, but really wasn't. And now Ethan Keller's trying to make up positions around the outside of turn 9. I don't think that's going to work there. And it doesn't. Then he goes to the final corner. Does get a bit of a better exit, but it doesn't matter because at this rate he's not going to catch the McLaren ahead of him. We have a spinner again, or it was at a moment maybe by Arrow. I'm not sure, but we have an overtake being made by Kaganis in the Ferrari on the ghosted Williams of Ben. As you should, and Luke Wright is going wheel to wheel here with Roberto 93. Lots of action, as I said earlier. Down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo. Does he keep it inside? Yeah, he locks up a bit, but that doesn't stop him. He's going to have the outside line for this corner now. Does Roberto concede? Yes, he does, but no, he comes back. Gives a little bit of contact through the Alfa Romeo, and he stays ahead for now. I wonder if there will be a ticket about that. Doesn't matter, though. We're going to stay in the present. And right now that's about the only wheel-to-wheel action happening, but I'm sure we'll be treated to so much more. We have the Haas King still trying to make up positions to try to get that podium position back that he lost on the first couple of laps here. NBA actually just got a time penalty, as did Cushy right behind him, so he's got, oh geez, Mr. Baby got a time penalty. Everyone's getting time penalties in turn 1. So that will mean drivers such as Roberto, Leo Kreitis, Aaron Green, they all have lots to gain if they can get within 3 seconds of the drivers ahead of them. Lots of positions able to be gained in those circumstances. I will try to get my controller reconnected as soon as possible. This thing doesn't like me though. We are back, and we come back actually to a DNF of a McLaren. It looks like, did he just retire again and just go off the track? I think he did. He didn't even crash or anything. He just didn't really feel like racing anymore tonight. And that's 2 McLarens out in the space of 8 laps, and both for the same reason. So we'd expect a bit more from the team that is all the way down in the standings, but a bit wide actually from Aaron Green. We'll just let Hokage Rodi make a position on the inside. That's a terrible camera angle, but down the inside does go the Aston Martin, and it looks like he's made that move stick at us. Aaron Green is going to come back at him, but he doesn't. Thinks better of it. So now he can stay in the DRS of Hokage for however long he likes, really, unless he tries to go for an overtake sooner or later here. Aaron Green, just a very calm driver. I mean, we've seen him go from Ferrari to, pretty much wherever he needs to be, and now that is Williams. And he's trying to make up some positions. 4/10 the gap right now. Through turn 3, it's very easy to lose time. I think he might have, but he went very deep, but kept the race in mind, so he's got good exit. So we'll see if he can make an overtake here. Doesn't look like it though, he's just not as fast in a straight line. He does pretty good. A bit late though, so big spin from the Aston Martin of Hokage Rodi, as I was just talking about the pair of them. Looks like Aaron Green is fighting now with Cagnes, and it looks like Aaron Green has still not made that position on Cagnes. But yeah, Aston Martin from Jagiellodi was running so well, and then he just had a bit of a moment, couldn't save the car, and he's around. We'll go back to the front here. I'm sure you all love to see this man right here in the Mercedes, and of course the men in the Haas. Kenny LaFleur and Anand Trivedi, two very quick drivers, arguably the two fastest drivers right now, as the time sheet will tell. 6:10 separates the two, but it's going down because Beamer's just that guy, I guess. We have a bit of an overtaking happening between Mr. Baby and Fitzgerald here. Two names I doubt are real. And here we go, and Fitzgerald has made that move stick, and he's into 7th place now. I don't know if he's defending it though, because it looks like Mr. Baby might go for it again, but he doesn't. So yeah, just okay. So we'll watch right here. I'm sure you'll be able to hear just a little bit. As we go through this corner, there's just a tiny bit of bouncing. It's like very, very subtle. But I noticed that if you have a bad setup, that means that you could really be, hit pretty hard by this bouncing here. It takes a very flat line, takes all that exit curve there in a place where you don't really need to. More power to him. Yeah, so this is Austria basically just following each other around the DRS straights and waiting to make an overtake. I mean, right now, we could definitely go for an overtake with Mr. Baby right now. But if you just wait a little bit, let your tires cool down. Actually, no, they'd be hotter behind another car, sorry. But if you let your ES charge up a bit when you are in the DRS on another driver, then you'll have more advantage to overtake them when you're ready to do so. He's getting very close to the rear of Fitzgerald, but Fitz is just... Oh! Actually, he goes into the wall here. Has he lost his wing? Somehow he has not. I don't even think I see a missing end plate there. Trying to reverse off the... back onto the track. Oh, there's the end plate. Yep. So, no problems, just going back into the track, because we do have coasting here, so no other driver will be affected by that. But now Fitz has a bit of the weight lifted off his shoulders, but has been put right back on by Mr. Roberto 93 here. And the Alpine, he's chasing down the AlphaTauri, and he can actually just stay in this position for however long he wants, because Fitzgerald does have a time penalty, so even if they were to stay like this the entire race, he would still get in the position. Go back to this little trio here. We have the other Haas of King Luke 03 in between the two Red Bull powertrains running teams, of course the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri. NVA with the time penalty. NVA is a very, very good driver, I'd say. Does have a bit of a moment coming out back when he goes back onto the battery to regain the advantage that he may have lost. Doesn't matter though, because right now the Haas is just not quick enough to make an overtake happen. Still just waiting for the right moment. All these drivers, a bit of an overtaking happening between these two. Again, Roberto and Fitz side by side now. It looks like Roberto will get this move unless Fitz tries to stick down the inside, and he does. Doesn't matter because Roberto has that close off. He's good to go. Lap 12, and we have a spinner. That is Bushy 943. In that very tricky corner, maybe he did have to go through some bouncing. But yeah, that is what happens in fast corners. I mean, if you have a setup where it's a bit lower on the arrow, then it's very easy to just spin around occasionally. And look at that. I'd assume that's exactly what happened to Bushy. There's also a curve on the inside there. If you take it just a bit too much, then it can spin you around entirely. It does not matter though, because Fitz is still trying to make his position on Roberto 93. You see time penalty for the Riders has a bit of a real battle here with John Ranger in green, and even Patel caught up to the pack quite well. Does he go down the inside of the Williams? Yes, he does, kind of squeezing the Williams out of the equation, and he's done just that. Does he go for an overtake now on John Ranger? And we actually see Arrow, who's having a bit of maybe a lagging issue. And goes down the inside. Does John Ranger? Will he make the move stick? Yes, he does, because, oh, actually, no. Arrow comes back at him. He's going to have the inside line for this corner, and the better tires. Through this fast corner we go, and he's still side-by-side as a Ferrari. Does he stay on the outside for this corner? He does, impressively. Does he make the move around the outside? I think he has, and yes, he does make a bit of contact. Until not able to capitalize, but it looks like Arrow wants to fight this one back just a little bit. Almost gets a line advantage, but not enough speed to get back past the Ferrari. Now he's got DRS down the straight. Does he try to make the move right away, or does he wait for the next straight? Looks like he might go for it right now. Actually, there's a car right alongside him. That's Ethan Patel going down the inside, and he spins Ethan Patel, man. I wouldn't have gone for that if I was you, and that is exactly why. But it doesn't matter because all of these drivers are ahead of you now and making overtakes, and a bit of contact actually between Arrow and John Ranger. Down the inside goes John Ranger again, my fellow broadcasting buddy, and he actually has a bit of a moment that allows Aaron Green, I think it is, yeah, to make an overtake on the Ferrari. And he's now into 12th place. Ooh, goes down the inside, very ambitious from the Williams driver. I like it. Doesn't get the move done though. So Aaron Green is just going to continue on, maybe make a bit of some more ballsy overtakes like that. But we'll have to wait and see for now. A bit of a battle here between Pushy and Leocritus. 5 seconds from the car ahead is Leocritus, so he does not have the DRS advantage. He goes a bit wide actually. I'm not really sure why Pushy backed off, but he did. And now he won't be able to make the overtake unless he stomps on the throttle right now. He does, but it's not fast enough in the straight line. More battles between these two drivers, I believe. With Aaron Green and John Ranger. I wonder, did Aaron Green have a moment, because he's very far behind the Ferrari now. And he seemed to be so far ahead, and now we have still the same battle I was talking about earlier between Cushy and Leocritus. Cushy is really trying to make this move stick. It looks like he might have a run down the inside. A bit defensive. We have a car spin around right in front of him, though. I believe that's Roberto. Yes, it is. We can see him going very slowly ahead. While the overtake is trying to be made, I don't know if it would have counted due to being under yellow flag circumstances. Our first hitter is none other than Joel Grun from the medium tires, 4th gear for some reason. And we'll see this first pit stop, and never mind, we will not. We are back, seeing the pit stop now. Red Bull pit crew known for their fast pit stops, and they have pumped out just another one, as they should. Fitz, I feel like he was fighting someone, then they just disappeared. Controller still disconnecting. You know what? I'm not going with the controller anymore. I'm going with the keyboard. We're going a different route today. So now we see Fitz Dickel back on board with him. He's going quite well in 5th at the moment. 7 seconds clear of this man right here. Bit of a battle in between these two. I believe Joe Grun is on the new hard tires, and that has cost him quite a bit. Making an overtake ahead as well was Cushy still trying to make this overtake happen on Leocritus, but now Leo has the DRS advantage from the slow Alpine ahead of him, and that is why it's not really ideal to make an overtake there. Does go for it though. I respect it. I believe we still have a battle between the top 2 here. It's going quite quickly here. But I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to make anything happen right now, because both of their tires are kind of on the edge at the moment. Lap 17, they just got a couple more laps until they have to pit. And so now we go on board with Camille Flair. He's got a really bad exit out of there. I wonder if that's due to maybe some traction control. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, who knows. But that has not helped him at all to get the exit that he needs to get past this Haas. Looking up quite a bit as he goes through turn 4. It does kind of lead you in those turn 4 as it is down to the corner. And he has learned that the hard way. So Beamer's starting to make a bit of an error here. Just going wide occasionally. That's really helping. Flair making the move here. We have more road action in between all of these drivers here. Agnes, Leocritus, John Ranger is even kind of in the fight here. But right now, it just started with Joel Grun on the new hard tires. He didn't really get the temperature in them as fast as he wanted to, so he got overtaken by Cagnes, but he has done well to make his move back past him. Now he's chasing down the Alpine of Roberto. He's absolutely quaking this Roberto, but Joel Grun has a very clear road ahead of him. If he can just clear this Alpine in a couple of laps side. Looks like he will do right now though, down the inside. Don't normally go for an overtake down into turn 1, but we'll see him do just that. Does he get the DRS advantage for the next race as well? Yes, he does. Very clean move past the Alpine, but it looks like Roberto is going to try and fight it back. We go to the live camera now. Down the inside goes Roberto into the corner. Does he make it past He's still side by side. I'm not sure who got the DRS there, but we will find out very shortly. It looks like it was indeed Joel Grun. And Joel stays ahead, stays with the DRS advantage, and he's fast. I wonder if Kaganus now will try to make a move, because he does have the DRS, unlike the two drivers ahead of him. It's not. So through these corners, it's very difficult to make an overtake here, because obviously they're not really hard braking zones where you could outbrake someone. They're not really corners where you could, you know, switch up a line and get an advantage on the exit either. But we'll have to see. Right now we go back on board with Ethan Patel trying to make an overtake maybe on Hokage Road. We saw this happen before. Goes around the outside. What a beautiful move from Ethan Patel. I have no idea what's going on with Ethan. He's spun twice in this race and still finds himself in 11th. I'm not sure if that's because people pit ahead of him, but his teammate is pitting right now for the medium tire on lap 19. So that will be a 17 lap stint for the Alpine driver. Bit of insight for strategy we'll see later on this weekend in Division 2 and Division 1. Right after this should be Division 2, so don't turn off your TVs quite yet, because we will have more action for you later. So yeah, I'd assume that's why Ethan Patel is indeed making up all these positions, is because people behind him are pitting. But he's doing a good job. He is, let's see here, 4th to last from the drivers on his same tire. And actually, Joel Grun, even though he's kind of still in this pack of all these drivers who have run 18 laps, 19 laps on hard tires, he's the only one who has spin. And the driver is so close to him, ahead of him. I think maybe he can make maybe a few overtakes in the pits. But right now, it's about these two right here. If they just stay calm and don't fight, then they will have a lot more of an advantage on Joel Grun. But if they do fight, then they might start losing time and maybe find themselves undercut by Joel Grun. Right now, it looks like Kaganus is just, not Kaganus, sorry, Kenny LaFleur is just trying to save his battery. Beamer and G, not really the same idea. I wonder then, do we see an overtake soon by the Mercedes of Kenny LaFleur? You can just see how fast he is on the straights. I think this could be prime time to make an overtake, and it is, but not in the way you're thinking. Beamer and G, the first of the hard runners to pit on to the medium tires. Actually, no, that's a lie. There's a lot of people who pit on to the medium tires. All the way down to the end of the pit lane, as is NBA and looks like a double second of the Haas, but has King Luke this kind of penalty? Just kidding, he has not. So the Haas crew are ready to bring in. Never mind, they weren't ready at all. They just stopped him for a second and then brought him in. So he has lost a bit of time, has King Luke. He's lost position to Joel Grun now. Joel Grun overtaking NBA as well. And just under pits. I think that's the order they were in before. But now we have to look at the man of Fitzstickwell. If he pits, then he will be behind all these drivers. Probably be around 9th, I'd assume. If none of the drivers behind him pit, of course. A bit more midfield action here. Looks like all these drivers are just kind of in a DRS train at the moment. John Ranger might be getting overtaken by Roberto, actually. Go on board with him down the inside, kind of pushing the Ferrari wide. Does that allow the other Ferrari of Kaganus to overtake? Here it doesn't look like he will, but penalty from Roberto if they did make contact. We will see very soon if Kenny LaFleur pits, and he does. We'll see if Beamer and G can get out ahead, though. It looks like he will by quite a significant margin. We'll see as he goes through turn 1 now very quickly, and yeah, look at that gap that he has. And now with Kenny LaFleur having cold tires, he'll only gain more time on the Mercedes. But, of course, it's not a big advantage, but it is still an advantage. Kenny LaFleur does have a bit fresher tires than the Haas, so maybe that will help him in the long run. We have 14 more laps of this race, so maybe that will help out just a little bit. As we have more pits, as Ethan Patel finally pits and goes to the back of the pack where he belongs. 2 Ferraris just ahead of him, but we'll see if actually Hokage and Mr. Baby can just try and overtake Ethan Patel here. Ethan, full tires, so we'll see if that leaves him just a bit more vulnerable. He goes very deep into that corner, does Eden Patel, but so does Lokadri. Will be trying to get into the DRS using a bit of battery that he has left. Will he be able to get into the DRS? I don't think so. And he doesn't. Fastest lap over 106.705. That's just a couple seconds off the pole position time, I believe. Very quick lap from the Haas driver. He's 2 seconds clear of the Mercedes driver now. He doesn't really have to deal with anything too serious. All he has to focus on is not to crash the car and don't go slowly, as is pretty much every single driver's philosophy. Aaron Green, last man to pit, I believe. We got lots of cars here in this little DRS train. Starting off with Leo Practice, and then it goes all the way back. It looks like 2 Ferraris did swap positions to go on board with John Ranger. He's just absolutely dominated on the straight, unless Roberto is going for an overtake on the Aston Martin of Aero. And up ahead we see overtake happening by Leo Practice on Cushy 43. And it has happened, but now it looks like Roberto is going to go for the move once again around the outside of turn 4. Going to stay alongside. Does he go further on the brakes? Yes, he does. Is that enough, though, to keep the Aston Martin driver behind him? They make a lot of contact, but it doesn't matter. And now somehow John Ranger got involved in that and made a lot of contact with Alpine as well. So Roberto, trying to make up the decision, actually just lost one. Go back on board with Aero now. He's got a penalty, as does pretty much every single driver in this DRS train other than John Ranger. And actually he's just been passed. I totally missed that. Aero just been passed by John Ranger, but right now, if John Ranger just stays in the position that he is right now, he will gain 2 positions. He'll be in P7, and he looks like he's trying to gain them on track. And there he goes, the Ferrari driver. He's very capable of making up these positions, as we just saw. Oh, he had something so special, but now got absolutely ruined by the time penalty he just got. Now he's side by side with the driver. He just tried to overtake. Cushy might go down the inside. He's just right in there. Looks like John Ranger will keep it ahead though. Does look a bit cloudy here. I don't think we will see any rain though. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, actually goes down the inside. Roberto 93 on the Aston Martin. They've had plenty of contact for the entire race worth of contact, really. And now, on the hard tires right now is Aero. That's pretty much the only driver other than Cushy and Ben and Joel on the hard tire. Everyone else on the mediums going for the alternate strategy. I wouldn't say it's exactly helped him, but he's still running. Actually, just got another time penalty, which we'll go to real quick as he just goes into a styrofoam board. I apologize for anyone who doesn't like destructing plastic. I don't know how that could be. But we'll go to the penalties now. 12 seconds for Aero. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you know, there is pavement for a reason. We do like to drive in it sometimes. But, you know, if you want to take the painted curbs, that's on you. We'll see if Leo Carlos can make this overtake happen on John Ranger. Does he try to go down the inside, heavier on the brakes? Yes, he does. He logs up a bit and makes a bit of contact with John Ranger. John Ranger stays ahead for now. Anyways, that's episode. We look into these penalties now. Pretty much everyone in this little mid-pack was 3 seconds, other than Antagonist who has 6 seconds. Aero, of course, has 12 seconds. Big Sickle who has 6 seconds. And the other people at penalties is Mr. Baby and Edward. Right now, somehow we'd be looking at a Beamer NG win. Don't think this would be the first of the season, but I mean, come on, it's Beamer. You could always throw it away. But I believe in him, because Kenny LaFleur, personally, I don't really like this guy. In this corner that he's coming up to, he had the massive spin, made me go off track, and then Marino was caught off guard and smacked into him. So not only did he take me out of the race, kind of, but he also took out a fellow Italian. But he's now running under Mercedes instead of Aston Martin like he was all those days ago. It does look to be quite rainy, not rainy but cloudy. I mean, we'll be in for some late race rain. Those will be maybe right. We'll have to see. bit more overtaking and having all the way in this backpack. Sorry for the quick change again. There's two people around. That's Arrow, and I believe Cactus got caught up in that as well, unless he's just going slow for no random reason. Now, Arrow, with all of his penalties, will find himself last at the end of this. Kagan is going very slowly, almost got smacked by the Mercedes coming quickly. Does he go to retire in the pits? Looks like it, because I don't see any other reason why he would pit. Speeds in the pit lane as well. There he goes. He's out of here. So, let's go back to the front here. Just look how far these drivers are ahead of everyone else on track. I mean, yeah, NVA is only 10 seconds behind, but if we think about where this main pack is, that's at least 20 seconds behind the lead, so it's almost like 2021 days with Verstappen and Hamilton just leading the entire race and being gone, and now this is exactly what happened. Still have a bit of a fight in between all of these drivers here. I mean, the guy is going pretty strong. He's got Roberto, good competition right behind him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Another 3-second time penalty for Arrow. Cactus did actually not retire on track, so he'll just be driving around now. I think that's something that he can get a penalty for, I'm not too sure. Roberto may be looking to challenge for P8 very soon here, as they both have penalties. This is a fight for track position and will stand as a result. Overtaken by Ethan Tell. Again, really not sure how he's gotten himself up to this position, but he has, so I'll let it slide. His Alpine teammate right ahead of him looks like he did try to get a bit of a move on to the Alfa Romeo. King Luke actually proceeded to happen with Joel Duran with a 3-second time penalty. Interesting. Both in the same corner. Not really sure how that could happen, but now it doesn't matter because Joel Duran will not be able to gain position on his Red Bull teammate who had a time penalty before him. So he will be stuck in P4 unless somehow he gains 5 seconds and passes his teammate. I have no idea what just happened. I think the two Alpines were just trying to swap positions. I mean, it's smart if you think Ethan is faster, but we know Ethan does he maybe get past Alfa Romeo on the straight or the next. We'll have to see. Gaining quite a bit of time on this hit alone. Brakes late enough so he does get the DRS, but also around the outside. Does get a good exit. Looks like we'll see Ethan through on Leo Critus very soon here. Leo trying to put up a fight. Doesn't look like he will though, and it looks like Roberto's even going down the inside to get a nice on board from Cushy as we see the two make contact ahead of him. So Leo has lost 2 positions to 2 Alpines. But now, something we can see right now is Ethan Patel has 6 seconds penalty as opposed to all the people behind him who have 3 seconds. So a good strategic maneuver is, well, not to spin as we learned from Arrow here. But anyways, as a good strategic maneuver is maybe have Roberto back up the Alfa Romeo and the Alpha Tauri of Leo Critus and Cushy. That way he will not lose as much time, will Ethan Patel. He will not lose any positions due to penalties. If he can just back up 3 seconds wise, Roberto, as he just goes off the track again, he gets a time penalty, and has Joel Grun had a moment? No, but he is trying to overtake the Haas. Actually, no, he's getting overtaken by the Haas of King Luke. Does he try to stay down the inside? Yes, he does. It gets ever so cloudy now, and they make a big bit of contact. Not really sure how clean that was. Aston Martin of, I believe, Arrow still spinning around. Unlucky. We'll get a good view of it here through these 2 very fast corners. So yeah, King Luke and Joel Guron have lost plenty of time to NVA, so NVA's position will stand. But will Joel Guron try to go for it here? Might. Down the inside, very, very late move. Goes off the track in doing so, but it looks like the Haas is overtaking him once again. Back marker of Arrow getting out of the way as it goes side by side into 2 and 3. Looks like, wow, they are not worried about making contact at all. And so Joel Grant does stay ahead. Now King Luke tries to fight him back. Neither driver has the rest though. Interesting. Oh, making a bit of contact, and that is Joel Grant around. Some words to be said about that, but I am unbiased. Well, that's unfortunate. That was like the only battle we had on track. Unless Coach can provide some action for us. Step driver ahead from blinking near S-Light just a little bit. So maybe he'll go for a move because he does have that battery advantage. Look at the blend that he's gotten out of turn 4. He's getting squeezed off track. What the heck was that? Not gonna question it. Bit of a moment ahead from Roberto 93 as I said. Wow, look at what he's done. He's absolutely backed up the 2 drivers behind Ethan Patel. He's even backed up himself. And now Ethan Patel will have no... And he will have no chance of being probably overtaken again under penalties unless he spins like he has so many times already. But we will see though. 4 laps left. It does look a bit gloomier than it has in... Oh no, oh no, that's Roberto. For some reason I just saw Alpine spinning and assumed it's Ethan. But no, it's Roberto. No slander here. As I don't know what just happened there. Looks like Chrissy was trying to make a move on the Critus, just overcooked it, like straight on. But he's back onto the track now, safe and sound. 3 laps to go of this race. And Andretti is really taking it all the way. What is the Alpha Tower trying to make a move? I don't think so. It wouldn't really make sense. Because this section is really hard to make an overtake. Yeah, looks like he's just going to stay behind for now. No safety cars in this race, so that's... I don't know, I'd expect at least one by now, especially with all the spins we've seen from Patel. But, that's what it is. Oh, what happened with Roberto here? He's spun and somehow found himself in the pit lane. Doesn't look like he had a wing, if I remember. It's not going to let me check, of course, because why would it? We just changed the camera type. Do we see the main man with the front wing? Yes, we do, and there's no front wing on that car. Putting him back. So Roberto can finish out the final. What the heck? Oh, we have a virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Kinda wish it would have been a full one, though, don't you think? Because if it would have been a full one, we would have a 3-lap shootout. Very fun indeed. So for this one, we'll just go on board with Junior because he's been leading this race pretty much end to end. Something we will look for though is Camilo Flair gaining time under the safety car. Looks like he's gained 2 seconds, so we might see a last lap shootout here. Very easy to get a drive-through penalty because this game kind of sucks sometimes. So if you just go 1 mile an hour over the delta, or like one millisecond over the delta, I should say, if you go just that little margin above, then you will get a drive-through penalty. As has NBA. I've never seen that before. He's got a 20-second time penalty. As for Kage DNFs, I don't know if he's crashed though. Do we have Aaron Green to show us? Yes, we do go back on board. Oh yeah, he's completely up. No safety car though. Why would they do? But yeah, instead of a drive-through penalty, it's certainly enough. It's a 20-second time penalty. Never seen that before in my life. And I know that's not an error because Aaron Green got a drive-through penalty for the same exact thing. So I don't know what's going on, but it looks like he will be dropped. Will NBA at least down to 6th position. Well, that will mean that we have Team Luke on the podium to make it a hostile stream. Unfortunately though, since this was kind of the last minute stream, I don't have the interviews ready to go. So we will not have any interviews going on tonight, unfortunately. But there is still time in this race for anything to happen. Camilo Flair did actually gain quite a bit of time on Beamer NG under the safety car. 1.1 seconds, so I don't know if that's enough. I don't think he'll be able to gain that much time in just one lap. He's into the DRS though, very crucially. Look how fast he's gaining on the straights. Could we maybe see a last lap shootout for the lead? We'll just go on board with the Mercedes driver. I have no idea what's going on with Beamer NG, but he is going slow, so maybe that's just Beamer being Beamer, who knows? But lots of battery on board with the Haas, so why doesn't he use it on this final lap? We'll never know, I guess. They dumping his battery. Looks like he has this pretty much. He has this win pretty much in the bag. If he can just keep this corner, and he does. So we will just hope that the Haas of Beamer and G can bring it home to take another win in the Red Bull Ring. Yeah, I mean 6/10 through these very fast corners. There's only one thing that could happen that could let Kenny LaFleur go past, and that is of course the Mandem Beamer NG spinning in the final corner, something I wouldn't really discount, but he hasn't. He's gone across the line right now, and he has won the Austrian Grand Prix with Kenny LaFleur less than 1/10 behind him. Then after that we have NVA getting onto the podium, but I think that will be taken away very shortly by this man right here, King Luke, trying to make a little statement here. Will he take P3? Yes, he will. Oberon does take P4 as well. Fitz, I don't think he'll be able to take the position from NVA on the penalties, and he hasn't, so that is P5 for NVA, a bit less damage than originally expected. John Ranger, Ethan Patel finishing 7th and 8th respectively. Go on board with Cushy, ran in the final corner now to take P9, but it will drop down to P10 as the penalty does not go in his favor. Lil Crider steps up into 9th place. Mr. Baby absolutely crashes it across the line. P11 for him. And Ben doesn't even get a chance to cross the line. That is the end of the Austrian Grand Prix. So, well, it was eventful at some times, not eventful at a lot of times, but still a good race. Once again, apologies that we did not get the qualifying and sprint race shown to you in 30-minute time. We will have the race going live for Division 2, so stay tuned for that. You'll see yours truly on the track, hopefully not spinning. Of course, we see a little dance for Beamer NG. 2 Haas drivers on the podium, so very good result for the Haas team. Haas team who's been so dominant in Division 3, so yeah, good job to them. Alright, so that is the end of the Austrian Grand Prix. We'll go to the results here. We have Beamer NG taking 33 points, the maximum you can from this race weekend. He takes first in both the sprint and the actual race. Behind him, Kenny LaFleur also taking, actually no, not the maximum that he could have got from second place, but 24 points for him. King Luke in 3rd place, NVA 4th place, Ranger in 5th place, Fitzstickwell 6th, and Joker on 7th. 8th goes to Ethan Patel, doesn't deserve it. 9th place goes to Cushy, 10th goes to Leo Critis, 11th goes to Mr. Baby, 12th to Ben, 13th to Roberto, 14th to Kaganis, 15th to Arrow, who I don't believe finished. Okage Rodi also did finish, I think, actually 16th for him. Kenny McKeever, who knows who this guy is, but he finished. Actually, no, he didn't finish. Neither did his teammate in Big Mom Frank. Both DNF'd in the first 8 laps. Aaron Green, I'm not really sure what happened to him near the end, but I did see that he did disqualified. No words for him. I think he maybe failed to serve the drive-through penalty. If that is the case, then, well, it didn't matter. Probably would have put him at the back anyway. So that is the end of the race. Like I said, no interviews tonight as there's a bit of technical difficulties on our side. In a couple hours time we will have interviews back though. So thank you all for watching Division 3's race in Zoom Racing League. We have one more round to go. across all divisions, and that is, of course, the Monaco Grand Prix next week. Stay tuned, and I